Ali Velshi has reported extensively from war zones across the world. He spent a lot of time in both Israel and Gaza. He's host of Velshi on MSNBC. He joins me now live from Ashdod, Israel, about 15 miles from the border with Gaza. Ali, I imagine the nation is in anguish and shock and grief. How are people processing what has happened there in Israel and your day reporting there?
Everybody is on edge in this entire region. I've been speaking to a number of Israeli Defense Force members today, and at one point today something happened around us, and 50 of them started running by with their guns. Everybody is on edge. In fact, as we're speaking right now, I just mentioned to my team that we hadn't heard bombing in Gaza. It's 15 miles over there. We hadn't heard bombing for a while. The way the bombing is working is there are 4-hour shifts. The bombs come, the missiles come from the Navy off the coast of Gaza for 4 hours, and then the fighter jets start. Now the fighter jets have started, and we are hearing, you might hear it, or you might see it on the other camera that we've got. Every couple of minutes or so, you see another explosion in Gaza, and you hear the sound. Now, the issue here, Chris, is that there are two camps in Israel. There is the very frustrated, fearful, angry camp of people who want Hamas destroyed, and they want to see the strongest possible attack in response to the strongest terrorist attack that this country has seen. On the other hand, there are the families, as you said, of not just the 150 or so hostages that Israel believes are being held in Gaza, but the people who don't know whether their family members are hostages or not. Their priority, and there's another one of those booms as another missile strike hits Gaza, their families want them to be rescued first. They want that to be the priority. In fact, earlier today, I went to talk to a woman. She is from the kibbutz which abuts Gaza, right on the other side of the fence, in which many people were killed and taken, from which many people were killed and taken hostage. She believed that her husband was a hostage, so we arranged to go and meet with her. And as we approached, we heard her screaming. We saw her on a balcony. She was screaming into a phone. She said, "Why are you telling me this by phone?" And what had turned out was that the army had just called her to tell her husband was not a hostage, that he was dead. He was found dead with a bullet through his head. So she was too distraught to talk to us. In fact, her mother called an ambulance just to deal with the fact that she was as shattered and distraught as she was. Her mother then came out to talk to me a little bit, and here's what she told me. Is she okay? Do you want to go back to see her?
I go back. Okay. She's not okay. She won't be okay.
She won't be okay.
We cannot be okay after such a tragedy. But we will do our best that we can to help. That's what we can. We must be strong. We must help. A child by 1 month.
And that last thing she told me is that her daughter had a 1-month-old child. Her husband told her run with the baby. They were trapped for 28 hours. She ran with the baby. She got out, got to a shelter. The army found her. She went to her mother's house, and she had just been telling a reporter from Sky News before this news occurred that she's hoping that her husband is a hostage and that he'll be freed soon, Chris.
I want to just follow up on the hostage situation. Obviously, I think Hamas had put out a statement today threatening the lives of those hostages if Israel struck Gaza without warning, I think was what they said. Obviously, this is incredibly complicating for the calculus here for the Israeli government. 150 hostages, it's a lot of people, and what is being communicated about that? I mean, I have to imagine that their safety is very much front of mind as people process the effects of this atrocity.
So today, the families of the 100 or so people that Israel knows or thinks they know are hostages have been informed, or the government's been reaching out to them to say, we believe your loved one is one of the hostages. The problem with this is how do you get the hostages out? There is no formal relationship. There's no meaningful dialogue between Israel and Hamas. There's no meaningful dialogue between America and Hamas. Hamas deals with Iran. Hamas sometimes deals with Qatar. So you can either negotiate a release. At one point, point, Hamas had said, if you release, we'll give some people back in order for some prisoners. We'll give your hostages back in order for every prisoner to be released. That's not happening at the moment. So the option B is, as you said, a ground offensive into Gaza to rescue these hostages. But Gaza, Israel can see everything from the top in Gaza. They have drones above Gaza all the time. They know what the topography looks like. They have no idea what's inside those buildings or underneath those buildings. Those hostages could be anywhere, and they could be human shields. So the complexity of getting those hostages freed is really a major issue.
Ali Velshi, thank you. Stay safe. Thanks for being there for us, really.